Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at our Roadmaster Nighthawk Tow Bar on a 2022 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. Now when you're setting a vehicle up for flat towing, there's going to be 5 required components and able to do this, and the first one being the base plate. So that's where we can actually make that connection point between the vehicle and the tow bar. The tow bar is going to be the connection point between that base plate and the actual RV's hitch. Now, you'll also have your supplemental braking system, and this is required in all states, and so that's going to be our breakaway switch, and in this instance, since it's air brakes, also our airline. You also have your diode wiring, which is going to allow you to send those signals from your camper to your vehicle as you're driving, letting people know what you're actually doing. You also have your safety chains, and so in case of an accidental disconnect, you actually have those chains to hold on to that vehicle. Now keep in mind, our Roadmaster Nighthawk here actually came with our safety chains. Not all of them do, so make sure you pick up a set of those if your tow bar doesn't have those already. But with all of those components, you're going to be able to tow your vehicle safely and legally. Now with all of this exposed, something that's optional that you can add on is going to be something like this Roadmaster Tow Guardian, which that's actually going to create a nice covered sheet here to prevent the vehicle from getting any rock chips or road debris while being towed. Now something else you might consider adding on to your flat tow setup is going to be a charge line, and the charge line simply goes to your 6-pole, and it allows the vehicle or the camper to send electricity to this circuit breaker here, which is going to be able to charge our battery as we're towing. So that way when you get to the campsite or wherever your final destination is, you're not having to jump your vehicle. It's actually charging while driving. So we have our tow bar attached to our Roadmaster base plate. Now you are going to need a base plate in order for your tow bar to work, but some other branded base plates will actually have a different connection point. Well, that's no problem, as you can actually get adapters in order for that to work. And we have plenty of those here at eTrailer. That way you can get that connection point that you need. Now this tow bar definitely stands out from other brands or even other Roadmaster ones, as this is really one of the nicer ones out there in my personal opinion, and for a couple of reasons. Really one of the first things that stands out to me is the fact that you actually have your safety chain loops integrated in here, so that's one less thing, one less cable that's kind of hanging around. It gives it a nice clean look, kind of keeps everything a little bit tidier, and also the finish on it is great. It's got a nice powder coat finish. It's also lightweight relatively for a tow bar, and so it's going to hold up long term. It has a great look to it. All the touch points are really nice. It even has LEDs in it, and that's something you don't see on most tow bars. And you may say, well, why would I need LEDs on my tow bar? A lot of times when people are flat towing, they think someone is tailgating them, or passersby see it at least and think that. Well, this lets them know there is a connection point there. Also, if you are stopping, at a gas station or whatever for nighttime, and you want to make a step over, or you just want to let yourself know that this is here without tripping over it, it's a good indicator for that as well. So one of the best features about this is it is non-binding. So when you do get to your campsite, or if you need to stop somewhere and actually detach the vehicle from the tow bar, it's not going to fight you too much. So a lot of times if you're in a uneven surface, this is going to be really tight and bound up. Well, this is non-binding, so it's going to make it nice and easy to always get this disengaged no matter where you are. Now, this is a pretty heavy duty tow bar, and it can actually tow 8,000 pounds. So probably a little overkill of putting it on this Jeep, but that's not a problem, because if you were to ever change out to a different towed vehicle that's slightly larger, you're going to have that capacity. Now, if you don't need all the bells and whistles and kind of just need something to tow your Wrangler, there's other options out there, as there's the Falcon All-Terrain, as that's going to be slightly lower at a 6,000 pound towing capacity, but that should still be plenty for your Jeep. So here you can see those LEDs we talked about actually illuminated, and it does add quite a bit of little flair, but also, again, as I said, this is nice for people that are driving next to you to let them know that you're not having someone just tow right or tailgate you, you're actually towing something, and it really does set this apart from some of those other tow bars out on the market. So as I'm out driving at night and I see a vehicle being flat towed and I see those LEDs, I know right away it's a Roadmaster Nighthawk, and this is truly one of my favorite tow bars. But again, there's plenty of options out here that will get you a lot of the same features as well. Now, something else that's really nice about this tow bar is the fact that it does fold up and lock into place. So let me get this disattached and I'll show you how that works. So then once you're disconnected from your tow vehicle, this stores pretty well. You can see the head of this bolt here goes into this spring latch, which is going to lock that in place just by pushing it up nice and easy. And as I said earlier, it's relatively lightweight. It's not super heavy, but it's got a great feel to it. So once you have it locked into place, you can actually put it to one side or the other, whatever you prefer. And once you are at your campground and you plan on maybe staying for a while, something else you can add on is going to be a cover that goes over this. So it's going to keep this out of the elements and keep it looking nice long term. So that's something else that if you want to keep this looking in this brand new condition, that's going to help. And that was a look at the Roadmaster Nighthawk Tow Bar on a 2022 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited.